Hey, thank you, Sylvia, for introducing me. Welcome, everyone. Actually, I should be sitting somewhere in Manila by now, but I'm sitting in Hungary in a nice office. And I'm glad to see, I think, more parents on this way than it would be the offline way. So I welcome everyone. As Celia mentioned, I am a lawyer. I have been a homeschooling mom for many years, homeschooling internationally, mostly in the US, a long time traveling in an RV with my family, and then 2 years in Hungary. Today, I will tell you about some recent changes in the Hungarian educational law that influences homeschooling in our country, be it a local or an international family that is concerned. Now I will share my screen. I hope it will be easy. So can you see the presentation now?
Yes, Sammy, it's okay. You can continue.
Okay, so my first slide tells about changes in the legal frames in general. The old law in effect until 2019 said that the principal of the local school was in charge for deciding about homeschooling. It was called private student status. And the local principal who knows the child, who knows the parents, the school environment, the family, and who is able to monitor the process closely was in charge for this. The new law has set a governmental office in charge for the same decision. It's a new office that doesn't know the child, does not even see the people involved, and the whole decision process is a plain paperwork now. The parents, teachers, and professionals are excluded from this process. Their opinion or suggestions are not to take into account for the decision. And after the decision, there is no need to explain the reason of objection. I will tell you later about the practical results of this change. But now the second change in general. The old law said it's okay to homeschool or have this private student status if it is not disadvantageous, and the local authorities could prove it and could have an eye on the family that everything is okay. The new law says you can apply, so there is no warranty to get the permission, but you can apply if you can prove that this is advantageous for your child. But the problem is that there is no clear definition what it means, advantages. It just says that, I mean, the office's advice is that write down everything you think it will count. And the burden of proving is on the parents. So the law says if special circumstances justify, but you don't know what are special circumstances that are enough reason to get the permit to homeschool, and if it's beneficial, but who knows what counts beneficial for them. So the next one, I would like to compare the educational law to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the Hungarian Constitution. So the declaration says that parents have a prior right to choose the kind of education that shall be given to their children. And the Constitution, according to this, states that the parents have the right to decide about the education of their children. I gave this quotation in Hungarian too. But the educational law in Hungary says that every child has to participate in the institutional education and attend school. So we can see the contradiction between these laws, and this is a problem. So what does it make in the practice? Who can homeschool now? Actually, we see after 1 year of experience of this new law, what is the practice? So the practice says that professional athletes, if proven conflict in their schedule, in the school working schedule and the training schedule, if there is a proven conflict, then they can get this permission. Or if they have special health issue or really serious learning disabilities. In this second case, I have heard from parents and teachers that it doesn't guarantee an exception from the attendance, because a lot of children doesn't get permission even if they have serious learning disabilities. And the third reason that is accepted is if someone lives abroad, but I think it's obvious. Okay, what are the numbers? Before this law, there was an increasing number of homeschoolers in Hungary, and generally high educated parents. We made a survey by Vitkara and Marton Fiers in Hungary, and we tried to reach all the homeschooling families in Hungary, and it showed a picture about parents. They have higher education level or more diplomas and more languages as a spoken foreign language as the general population in Hungary. So now, the year before, I have asked this office, who is responsible for these decisions, to give the numbers of the homeschooled children. So the previous year, it was called private students, and the number was 9,545. This year, students with individual or partially individual working schedule, this is the new name of the possibility of homeschooling, the category, this is almost the half of the number of children who can be homeschooled or partially homeschooled by this new law. The total number of students are compulsory school age are 720,000 and something. So what is about missionaries and foreign citizens in Hungary? Unfortunately, I have the news that if they have a permit to stay more than 3 months legally in Hungary, then they fall under the same regulation as Hungarian citizens. So they have to do the same things. If there are someone who plans to be a missionary or is a missionary or foreign citizen living in Hungary, they can turn to shareeducation.org. It's a great missionary organization who can help with testing, with other questions about missionaries' education in Hungary and Europe in general. Okay, so some words about the alternative schools. The co-ops, the learning groups are now either shutting down or merged into the NAT, the national curriculum, that makes that they are under closer control. There are regular checkups about how they grade the children, how they arrange the classes and everything. Parents and teachers have a minimum of flexibility. However, it is still better because of the not that big classes, and so they are just smaller groups, and so more flexibility, but it's not as it was before. And they have to test the children every semester, each semester based on the NAT, the national curriculum, and there is no exception. And there is no exception even in the case if someone gets the permission to be homeschooled. Okay, so what are the ways to go for us? There is clearly a lack of freedom to homeschool now in Hungary, but I really suggest do not grow bitter or do not get passive in it. But we should pray thankfully because God has a plan, and we should act according to our hope. Let us not give up on our ideas and freedoms, but be active in a respectful and dedicated way, and believe that God can open up gates that we never have thought of. As a first step, you may visit our European workshop the day after tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central European Time. And then there we can share ideas and talk more about the current situation in all of European countries. And now please stay with us for our next presenter. So thank you for your attention, and I give back the mic to Sylvia.